Kathleen Phillips here with gritsandgouda.com in the kitchen on Memorial Weekend. I'm cooking in the kitchen this weekend for tomorrow, so I thought, why don't we just set up the camera and invite y'all into the kitchen. So what I'm making right now is deviled eggs. So on the blog, gritsandgouda.com, I have a Easter egg deviled egg recipe, which means I dye the whites first. So the recipe's on the blog, but today we're just making plain old deviled eggs. So it calls for 6 eggs, and I've already cooked them in the Instant Pot because it is my favorite way of making boiled eggs, but you can do them your favorite way. So it calls for 6 of the eggs, 1/3 cup of mayonnaise. Yes, I'm a Duke's girl. And 1½ teaspoons of yellow mustard. If you like a little less, that is perfectly fine. And then just a smidge of salt. That's the ingredients. Now, I don't love pickle relish in the deviled eggs, but y'all, it is a personal opinion. I do keep Wickles relish in the refrigerator, so that's what I had, so I brought that out to show you. But you can use sweet relish or dill pickle relish, or like me, none at all. So let's get started. So I've already done a couple of eggs. So I've already peeled them. That's another video, how to get them peeled easy. But again, the Instant Pot, look at that beautiful yellow yolks, no gray, no green. All right, and so this dish, I have to tell y'all a story while I'm doing this. I have had that dish for many years. I wish I had a more sentimental story about it, but really I got it at the thrift store years ago. But my kids love deviled eggs, absolutely love them. So when I saw that, I had to get it. And then, so the cool thing is, I recently, because I love our thrift store here, I recently saw another one just like it. And my daughter did not have one, so I bought her one, and now she has the same deviled egg dish at her house because she and her husband absolutely love deviled eggs. Let me know in the comments if you have a special deviled egg dish. Was it handed down? Did a family member give it to you? Is it from your grandmama? Or like me, did you get it at the thrift store? Or another favorite is yard sale. So I have the yolks of 6 eggs in here. Now you can use a fork and just mash them up, but this is what I have always used. Ever since I was in the test kitchen, we used these OXO Good Grips potato mashers for everything. Because look, it's a shortcut. Look how easy this is. Hope y'all can see this. I'm literally just pressing down and it gets almost all of them mashed in just a few quick mashes. So much faster than the fork. Of course, I'm also a fan of using what you have. So there we go. They're already mashed. I'm gonna put this in the sink. And so the next is 1/3 cup of mayonnaise. Now, I grew up either mom making her own homemade mayonnaise. Yes, homemade. I haven't made it in a long time, but I can make homemade mayonnaise. Or she would use Miracle Whip. Now, I'm not a fan of Miracle Whip anymore, but you know what? It is a nostalgic taste because it's what I grew up eating, so I loved it. So I'm going to put this over here. So 1/3 cup mayonnaise. Now, if you like yours super creamy, you can add a little less. All right, and then, so before you open the mustard, I hope you know, make sure you shake it up or you've got that mustard juice at the top. And so I like to use 1.5 teaspoons of yellow mustard. Of course, you know, when you're making a family recipe like this, I don't usually measure exactly when I'm making it. So 1.5 teaspoons. And then, now, do y'all know about these? In the test kitchen, we used to, all of us had these salt jars. Now you can buy a fancy little salt jar, a bamboo salt jar. I've got one right over there across the kitchen, but these are pimento jars. And they're also, we have the little tiny ones that would be for pepper. So we just use, I use 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Anyway, so if you have a little jar like this, don't just throw it away. And I keep it in my drawer, right there, handy for cooking. So we're just going to mix this up really quick. Now, a lot of people like to just spoon the filling in, and that is a-okay. I don't use a pastry bag. I use a Ziploc bag, but I do like to pipe it in. If it's Christmas, I might put a tip, a fancy fluted tip there. Otherwise, I just snip the end and squeeze it out that way. So, I was telling you about the pickle relish. If you like pickle relish, here's another little tip. So maybe you go somewhere and the deviled eggs are always a little runny. Maybe you like it that way, but if you don't, this is a tip. It's probably, you see that juice? It's probably runny if there's relish, because when you go straight from the jar to the filling, it's runny. So I just like to, let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and add this in because I think Grayson is coming tomorrow and I think he does like the relish. Now, Wickles has a tiny bit of heat, so keep that in mind. So we're going to add that and see it does not make the filling runny. All right, here we go. Now, so Ziploc bag, all you have to do is cut the tip off about what you think will squeeze out. Now here's another tip. Fold this back and it keeps it nice and neat and then not messy. So here we go. We're just going to put it in. Remember, this side is where the tip was. I'm gonna plop that there so it'll stand up. All right. Get every little bit and move it off like that. Now, clean as you go. So here's the tip, and I'm going to put the eggs right here. All right, remember we snipped it right there. See how easy that is? We're almost done. Raise your hand in the comments if you like paprika. We have about half our family that likes paprika, half do not. So we're gonna go about half and half. And voila, we have deviled eggs. Simple, easy, southern deviled eggs.